I can also project my feelings of the way you're making me feel. Alan, say hypothetically Alan is running behind. It makes me feel undervalued. I then put that on Alan. I projected that on Alan. And then I expect that when he comes in, he's going to be apologetic.
I always say Tesla shouldn't sell energy drinks, Red Bull shouldn't sell cars. I think you got to stick to your... I mean, we made this mistake. We did too many departments too quickly. Kev will come to me every now and then, hey man, what are your thoughts? No, brother, it's not aligned with who we are, you know? Michael Jordan played baseball, but it didn't work out.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1901, I don't know how to say it, but that's the episode that it is. We're going to talk about the recipe for resentment. So, Alan and I are recording this. It's Saturday right now. It is Saturday at 3:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alan is leaving on Sunday or Monday to go to family stuff for Thanksgiving. And Alan logged on to StreamYard today, and I was like, dude, we suck. And he's like, I came out of the gate hot. And he's like, what do you mean, man? I was like, why can't you just bring your freaking portable mic? We could record some episodes where you get to your destination. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? And then we had a cool conversation. It was good. He's like, yeah, man, I know you don't like working Saturday. And I was like, that's not it, man. That's not just it. There's other stuff too, I promise. And then we had a really good conversation. And he said, Kev, if you're frustrated, just tell me. I understand. Because if you don't tell me, you're going to end up having resentment. And I was like, well, I just told you. We're good. I feel good now. And I'm for me, it's more I just want to learn from what we did so we can make sure we do better next time. Well, you taught me that. And Alan said we should do an episode on resentment. Amy on the team was talking about resentment on our team call.
Yeah, what did she say? She has two different forms of it. So one of them is the one we're going to talk about, which is sort of my formula for resentment. She had one. She said that anytime you're, because this is in the context of intimate relationships. Obviously, Kevin and I have a business partnership. But anytime you're in any relationship that has high stakes, business, partnership, and marriage and intimate relationships, those are high stakes relationships. You really need to work together. Otherwise, there's big consequences. So that's why it's like, I told Kevin this all the time. It's like, dude, I wouldn't have to talk to you about this if you weren't my business partner. What you do affects me. So if you make dumb choices, they're going to affect my future.
I've never made one.
No, never. But I think Amy said something along these lines. Amy, I know you're listening. I'm going to butcher this.
I have the answer if you need it.
Okay, let me try.
Okay.
If your partner, business partner, intimate partner, is allowed to do something that you don't feel like you have permission to do, you might harbor resentment.
6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10.
What would you say?
I probably just would have said the last thing first.
Okay.
Then it would have been a 9.2 maybe out of 10. Potentially.
Nice.
But no, yeah, you're correct.
Resentment.
Awesome. As always, we love you. Well, you have a formula. You're the formula guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a pyramid, triangle? What shape is this?
A cycle.
What do you mean? Is it a circle?
It's like a circle. Yeah. Picture a cycle.
That's upsetting.
Like a snowball. And it can snowball, and that's the metaphor. It can snowball, which can be really bad.
Okay.
Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill, and there's a village at the bottom. And if you're not careful, this snowball is going to be an avalanche and take the whole village.
It got dark quick. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here it is. Projection. Project, expect, resent. So, for example, I was on the team training earlier, and I said, playfully, I basically project my technical skills onto everybody. I expect everyone to know this, and then I resent you when you don't. I was being playful. I don't actually do that. I actually work really hard not to do that. Emilia, a good example, she'll not know her numbers, and it sometimes drives me nuts.
What numbers are you referring to?
Revenue, number of team members, how many clients do you have? We Emilia and I are business partners as well. How many clients do we have at Relationship Talks Coaching? You need to know your numbers. See, you need to know your numbers. That's a projection. No, I need to know my numbers, and it would benefit you. It would behoove you, Kev, to also know yours. So project, expect, resent is a terrible cycle. So I project that Emilia has the same mathematical skills as I do. I expect her to have spreadsheets and numbers and metrics all dialed in, and then I resent her when she doesn't. I don't actually. This is unconscious, and I'm overriding this. But this is something that we do in relationships. So I was on a relationship talks coaching session earlier with male and a female, and I was teaching them this formula: project, expect, resent. They did this really cool thing, by the way, which I highly recommend for anyone out there in an intimate relationship. It's called dream mapping. What you do is you write out 4 to 5 paragraphs of what you want your dream life to be, and then you put it into ChatGPT, and you put both of them in, and then they integrate them. And it creates this story that you can read together. It's actually really powerful. We actually pulled both of them up, and we needed to find the goals in conflict. So if Kev wants to go off the rails in his future, that's going to affect me in my life. So I need to know that now so we can work. Most conflict in relationships actually comes from things that are far beneath the surface. Usually goals in conflict, core values in conflict, core aspirations in conflict, core beliefs in conflict. That's why the election was so hard for a lot of people, because a lot of people got divorced post-election because the core beliefs in conflict all got stirred up, and the emotions of it all understandable. And Kevin and I don't talk politics on this, so we're not gonna, but the core beliefs that got stirred up really affected people. And if you can't handle conflict well, and all that resentment that was harbored, the snowball destroys the village, so to speak. And so what's the opposite of this negative toxic cycle? The toxic cycle is, hey, I have these awesome tech skills, and I'm a computer engineer, and I dial in metrics, and I know numbers, and I'm going to project that onto everyone else and assume that they can do that too, like the snap of their finger. Then I'm going to expect that they're doing that on their own, and then I'm going to resent them when they don't, even though I never actually expressed, hey, can you please do this? The opposite of that is understand where I'm different. Okay, I know math and formulas and metrics, and that's a big focus for me. It's not necessarily as much of a focus for Kev. Kevin and I, he doesn't mind me sharing this, I'm more organized than he is. And in our company, organization is critical. That's what a company is, an organization. Kev, you're acting like this is the first time you're hearing it.
Wait, what?
What? Seriously?
You never told me this before.
So in the past, I would expect him to be more organized, and then I'd get frustrated when he wasn't. In reality, I was projecting my standards onto him without him knowing it. And then I vulnerably had to communicate, hey man, we need you to come up in organization if we're going to have an organization together. Because that's what a company is, an organization.
So project, expect.
Resent. Yeah.
Goes...
Toxic.
It goes hand in hand, but the opposite. So hand in foot, I guess we could say. That would make that saying up right now. That's going to be something we say. If it's supposed to be hand in hand, but the opposite, it's going to be hand in foot. With the... So relationships that are more successful usually have the positive assumption. So if Alan is late, again, we're not sexually intimate, but we're intimate business partners. I don't know why I have to say that, but you know what I mean. Probably unnecessary, but you know what I mean. If Alan is late, I can have 2 thoughts. One thought is, son of a bitch slept through his alarm again. He's probably sleeping or watching Netflix.
Son of a bee.
That is me projecting negativity. That's literally me not giving him any credit for anything he's done before. Mm-hmm. It's like, again, huh? He slept through his alarm again. Here I am waiting, like Steven Glansberg, waiting to record episodes. I'm happy as hell. I'm ready to go. I got the music playing and everything. I don't know where he is.
What do you think I was really doing?
Working. Yeah, I'm sure you were working. This is my new habit.
Book club went over.
Oh, well, I know that. Come on. Book club.
Yeah.
The kid...
The right expectation is important.
I can't imagine Alan ever getting a tattoo, but if he does, it's going to be of book club or book club related.
Awesome.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, real quick, check this out.
Yeah.
The Art of Thinking Clearly.
It's a great book.
That was your suggestion. It was Bianca's suggestion, but then once you read it, you said you should do that in book club.
Well, the jury is still not out because it's only been 1 or 2 calls. We'll see.
Two sessions.
We'll see what happens at the end. It's going to be you and Brandon. and Amy.
No, we had, I think 8 people today.
Strong work. Strong work.
It is a little less than usual, though, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
It's
This
a
is
big
my
mirror book.
Yeah, it's heavy. This is my new activity. This is my new habit. When you're running late, I do several things. I look in WhatsApp because sometimes when you're running late, you're doing other departments.
Mm-hmm.
So I look, when's the last time Alan sent a message? 1 minute ago to book club. Okay, he's wrapping up. I'll check emails.
Yeah.
Sometimes you move the meeting and don't tell me.
Well, I send the email off.
So now I check my emails, and then I check my I check my text messages. But it's mayhem right now. But that's a really good behavior. If my assumption is Alan, because here's the thing, I can also project my feelings of the way you're making me feel. Alan, say hypothetically, Alan is running behind. It makes me feel undervalued. I then put that on Alan. I project that on Alan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I expect that when he comes in, he's going to be apologetic. Kev, so sorry I'm late. I was doing this, and this. And if that doesn't happen, I might feel unseen, and then I might resent him. It's like he doesn't care about my time. I'm valuable too.
But what we did instead is I said to Kev, this is a tough season. I need permission to be imperfect. I need a little permission. Hello, NLU listener. Thank you, as always, for listening to Next Level University. Real quick, I just want to jump in and let you know about the Next Level Dreamliner. This is a journal that I use every single day. Achieve your dreams 90 days at a time. It breaks down your dreams into goals, milestones, and daily habits. We hope you enjoy it. The link will be in the show notes. What I've tried to do, and again, this is probably irrelevant, but for anyone out there who struggles with time, I used to have 15-minute buffers between every meeting, but that takes up a lot of spaces that could be for coaching calls. And I'm trying to coach more people. And that's good for NLU, good for Kevin, good for the team, good for the listener, good for everybody. So I said, I just need some permission to be imperfect. That's all. So I set the right expectation up front, and that helps tremendously in relationships. Yeah, so the opposite of project, expect, resent would be what? I haven't done this. This is the first time ever doing this.
Probably be vulnerable.
Okay.
Who knows, right? We're gonna try to figure it out.
Well, self-awareness would be, okay, I know Kev's not as organized as me, which means I have to acknowledge that I'm very organized.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so self-awareness.
Empathy,
yeah, would be number 2, which would be, oh, okay, so he struggles with organization.
Yep. And then vulnerability.
And then vulnerability would be share vulnerably with you how I think your organization needs to come up if we're going to succeed. And the same thing with time. So you're always on time. So self-awareness, you're actually very punctual. It's not just that I'm not punctual, it's you're very punctual. Due to what you used to call crippling anxiety.
I still call it that.
So it's self-awareness, empathy, vulnerability. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, there's so many though. Now I need to make what is it called? A palindrome? Or is that the thing that's the same way backwards as forwards?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
You know how
my very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. What is that?
Acronym.
Okay.
No. Yeah, maybe.
That's what I
Check this out. What is a palindrome? A word, phrase, or sequence that reads the same backward as forward.
Race car. Okay. I was right about that.
Why did you just say race car?
Race car. Backwards, forward. Same thing.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. I could have hit you with
what is
mom.
an acronym?
Mom's an easy one, but race car's better.
Yeah. Mom would make more sense. An abbreviation formed from the initial letters of other words and pronounced. Yeah. So Hexaco is a personality test. It's humility is the first one. Emotional intelligence is the second one. The X is extroversion versus introversion, that kind of thing. So that's an acronym.
I didn't know that until this very moment.
The Hexaco thing or acronym?
That Hexaco is an acronym. Every time I hear Hexaco, I think about the gas station, Texaco.
Hexaco is a personality test. Best one in the game, I think. Any listeners who disagree, I can think of at least one that's gonna. Who loves, not Myers-Briggs. What's the other one?
Yeah, human design?
No, there's another one.
I ain't the guy.
Enneagram. She loves Enneagram. She's a client. Hexaco, I think, is the best so far.
Real quick,
And then there's DISC. There's all those.
Let me F you up with the truth.
By the way, I know you will have one in the future. FYI.
What's it going to be called?
I have no idea yet.
I'm excited.
Next level self-assessment.
I'm excited to add 1% value to that and then be able to say I co-created it. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome for me.
Nice.
2 things real quick. Completely useless, of little to no value for anybody listening, but maybe if you, again, bar trivia, if your goal is to be the best in the world at that, this is going to help you. Alan, have you ever heard of a Michelin star restaurant?
Yes.
Did you know that's the tire company?
Yeah, Michelin. Yeah.
Also, Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
It's from the beer.
Yeah. You didn't know.
I know. No, I did know. I told everybody. I knew it. I knew it too.
One of the things that doesn't surprise me anymore, because I learned this very young, and this is actually alarming, and we're not going to go far on it. Most of the so Ben and Jerry's ice cream, for example, it's not
Unilever.
By, yes, exactly. How do you know that?
I know stuff too, man. You know,
you learned that from me.
No,
that was one of my big customers back in the day.
It was probably because I was probably like, I just hammered this whole thing of Chunky Monkey. How many calories are in it?
And then you look it back and it's
and it says owned by Unilever, and I was like, wait, aren't those the people that make the soap?
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
Ben and Jerry's? Cool.
Yeah. But they keep the brand because they want people to think it's a mom and pop shop in Vermont.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, so you got to always go to the source, figure out who the company is. It's actually a conglomerate, which I don't necessarily think is all bad. But
here's the thing: if your dream is to start a tire company who then rates restaurants, it's been done. You can do it. If your dream is to have some thick beer, I love Guinness, my favorite beer in the world, that also has a book of records.
Real quick,
you could do it.
Timer. Ready? You might not have known this.
Okay.
Circuit City bought CarQuest? No. What's the car place that CarMax? Circuit City and CarMax were actually the same, and they both actually went out of business, I believe.
That's terrible.
Because Circuit City probably shouldn't do that. I always say Tesla shouldn't sell energy drinks, Red Bull shouldn't sell cars. I think you got to stick to your. I mean, we made this mistake. We did too many departments too quickly.
Oh yeah, pretty much whatever.
Kev will come to me every now and then. Hey man, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
No, brother, it's not aligned with who we are.
Look,
Michael Jordan played baseball, but it didn't work out.
No, he wasn't very good at it. No, he was not good at it at all. Actually, you want to have me on Business Growth U to talk about my extensive and expensive business knowledge? I will do it.
Yeah, that's a
lot.
lot.
We're gonna have to save that for another day,
for sure.
And eventually, when you reach the pillars of success, I will have you on Podcast Growth University to peel back the curtain on how I did it.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is the thing. This is the weird thing about. So we used to try to do 7 episodes on Monday. It's very strange because the mood that you're in ends up being the entire week's episodes. That's the weird thing, is we're in very weird moods and very funny moods, and every episode's that way. All right,
we got in flow. Let's rock and roll. One more. Let's rock.
Yeah, we got one more after this. What is your takeaway from this episode? Mine would be, mine would be the opposite. The opposite of, so it was awareness, empathy, vulnerability. That's the
self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Well, does it have to be self? It can't just be awareness?
I think most of it comes down to self-awareness.
Okay.
In this case, because if I am projecting, it's most likely something that I'm. Kevin said this to me one time. He said, it's not that other people are unintelligent, it's that you're really intelligent.
Yes.
He said, you're the issue.
You are the problem. Yeah, this is your problem, not everybody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah. So, self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Empathy. Vulnerability.
Okay.
That's the positive cycle for relationships. The negative toxic cycle is project, expect, resent, and then bottle that up and then let it explode. It's a bad idea.
It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all. Okay. Next Level Nation. if you're looking to make sure you never miss an opportunity to get to the next level, make sure you are subscribed on whatever platform you are watching or listening to this episode on. We appreciate you very much. Anything?
If you're interested in joining book club, The Art of Thinking Clearly book club, every Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is free.
Always.
Join us. Participate or not. Some people just have it on in the background while they're doing stuff on a Saturday. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you there. The registration link will be in the show notes.
And even if you don't read the book, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to participate. You can just be a fly on the wall, like Alan said. You never know. You can learn a lot of stuff. It's like a live free coaching session / podcast. Kind of, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Self-improvement books with self-improvement people. Next level books with next level people.
Boom. Put a stamp on it. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Come to book club. Next Level Nation.